That's three of them. All right, all right, all right, all right. We are at the Oxford Sports Pub and Secret Society here in Altamont Springs and Altamont Mall, formerly known as the Fraley Confines.
That's too much. Don't tell him too much. That's too much.
Too much. And I am David Washington. I am the co-host of You Can't Make This Shit Up. With me today is Christian Lloyd Suarez.
Hello,
He
sir.
is the executive. Hello. He is the executive director of Pulsa, also known as Political Salsa. And welcome.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me. Let's make some shit up.
That's right. Let's do this. I am excited about what's been going on lately. The Democrats have a new leader in Nikki Fried. The Republicans are not letting up on the Democrats. They are pushing forward with their supermajority and getting their agenda passed. And one of the new bills that has been introduced by State Senator Blase. Am I pronouncing his name correctly? Blase. See, I knew
I bet you this person would want to be known as Blaze. But their ideas are very blasé.
Ouch. Engoglia. Thank you. I had it right earlier. For some reason, I get so tongue-tied. I apologize, Senator. But the senator introduced a bill recently, late last week, that would effectively eliminate the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And he stated for years now, leftist activists have been trying to cancel people and companies for things they have said or done in the past. This includes the removal of statues and memorials and the renaming of buildings. Using this standard, it would be hypocritical not to cancel the Democrat Party itself for the same reason.
Oh my God. This is so stupid.
And so this bill that was introduced in the Senate, the floor of the Senate, is moving forward.
This is, sorry, Dave. This is sort of the problem when the leader of your party statewide, your governor is taking so many cultural shots. It sets the tone for this kind of nonsense to come forward. Mm-hmm. What kind of a law tries to do something today as a result of it's a get back? Clearly,
right.
It's a get back.
Sure, plain and simple.
You guys have been trying to cancel me. The left, not the Democratic Party, just broadly the left. He's saying have been trying to cancel. So you're talking about students, when he talks about the left. So many people he's including in that,
right?
Who are, it's so crazy to me to think. So the plan is to literally try to deregulate. What's the word? What's the language they use?
Decertify. Yes. Dissolve. Eliminate.
I just love to talk to Mr. Blase because I'd like this. Mr. Blase, let's just play this through. You win. They're gone. We drive the Democrats into the ocean. We call them a different name. Right?
Right.
Now what? Do their ideas go away?
And the name has to be drastically different from the original name. So Democrat cannot be in the name. Florida probably cannot be in the name if it has to be.
But Republican, there's no shared history there. The Republican Party didn't at any point.
Aha. And there's the rub. Let me get a little more history here. The Ultimate Cancel Act, or Senate Bill 1248. That's the name of it. The Ultimate Cancel Act, or Senate Bill 1248. Will require the state's division of elections to cancel the filings of a political party to include its registration and approved status as a political party if the party's platform has previously advocated for or been in support of slavery or involuntary servitude.
This is so stupid. I'm almost
right on the chin.
I'm actually coming around on it. It's so stupid. It might work. Like maybe we should do this for both parties. Tank them both. We need to, use this stupid law.
There's more. Once a party is decertified, it would have it will have to be recertified by filing a certificate showing the name of the organization and the names and addresses of its current officers, including the members of its executive committee, accompanied by a completed uniform statewide voter registration application as specified in statute 97.052 for each of its current officers and members of its executive committee, which reflects their affiliation with the proposed political party, and a copy of its constitution, bylaws, rules, and regulations. You have to start from scratch, and everyone in the executive board, the local leadership need to affirm that they are aligned with this new party.
Okay, let's try to plain language this one. This bill states, it says, we don't like what you've been doing, canceling people. We hate it. We're going to do it to you, though. But even though we hate it, we're going to use it because we want to be intellectually consistent. We don't want to be hypocritical. So even though we don't like the idea that you're canceling everybody, we'll cancel you.
That's right. The cultural wars,
I think,
continue.
I put more thought into my sock choice this morning than Mr. Blase did this idea. How does this happen? I would have to hear somebody defend this, but this is stupid.
It happens when the Democrats, the organized Democrat Party, does not do its job. One, it happens when the Democrats' messaging does not resonate. Two, three, it happens when Democrats do not show up at the polling place, at the ballot box, and vote for Democrats.
I think you're saying they do this because it works. Because this is going to actually score Mr. Blase points.
Oh,
political points.
You know, it'll score him political points. It'll score the Republicans political points, especially with those who are on the fringe that they're trying to bring in to make their majorities even that much stronger, to make their voting bloc that much stronger. This is the red meat that they're throwing out to even the most hardcore extreme of the party. And this is sticking it right to the Democratic leadership, to Democrats. We're going to eliminate you. Period. You're going to start from scratch.
They have the votes, by the way. I mean,
they
in
have
power
the votes.
Right now.
Yes.
So how do you forecast this?
Ooh, I see reasonable minds coming in and saying, "Hey, you know, we this is
you can't fashion
this
a
is
remedy.
too much.
It's going to be
right. One party, because this is one party rule. I mean, we already have the supermajority. The Republicans control the legislature with a supermajority, and the governor's house, and the commissioners. Mm-hmm. So they have a supermajority, one party rule.
Right.
This will cement it. This is everything that Republicans say they don't want to be, painted as fascists.
I remember that autopsy.
So
after Mitt Romney,
they're marching in this direction.
Yeah.
What they do with this is up to their leadership. And yes, on paper it's a farce, but it's real. It's something to be taken seriously.
Daily pass it and then just wait for a judge to throw it out, basically.
Well, I mean, it's a law.
That seems to be the way things go now. I don't know about cooler heads.
Where is it? I mean, how does it violate the Constitution? I don't see any analysis of that yet. That's a violation of the Constitution. It's not constitutionally required to have, a political party. Right. So, the Daily Kos did an article, and they stated that although the Republican Party platform opposed expansion of slavery in territories which were not yet states admitted into the Union, like Kansas.
It supported the Institute itself, though.
Right. But the party leaders did not want to embrace abolitionism and were willing to leave the institution alone where it was of long standing. For example, they were in support of slavery or involuntary servitude as defined by Senate Bill 1248.
Right. So this would indict them as well, basically, the idea. Right, but that's what we're
it
saying.
would include
this
them.
would indict basically the Republican Party.
Exactly.
Not literally, but I'm saying it would include them in a way. Meaning the Democrats could bring suit, basically could file a countersuit.
Exactly. Say that this applies to the Republican Party also, because Republican Party leaders also supported.
I mean, it's so stupid. I'm wondering if I should get behind it. Figure out maybe we get a team of lawyers in this to actually look at it, see if there's a way we can tank both parties.
It's
using their own fallacies.
I mean, I look at my grocery bill. I see that I paid $11 for 18 eggs. I see that I'm paying $5 for a coffee creamer. I see that avocado costs me one avocado. That's a medium size costing me 68 cents. My electricity bill is up a third. Gas is still over $3.15 as of today. And I'm thinking, aren't there my renter's insurance exploded? I mean, isn't there better things to be concerned about than trying to stick it to the Dems, stick it to the libs?
I honestly thought Marco Rubio this was going to be his lane, maybe. Like, when you started seeing people like, what was that guy? He was like a January 6th light. He's a Republican who's Joel. I can't remember his name now. He had these populist policies he started. He was working with like Marco Rubio too, with ideas of giving, I think he even entertained some sort of, maybe it wasn't UBI. I can't speak intelligently on it yet. But anyway, I think Marco had a chance to make a lane here to be more of a populist Republican.
Sure.
They got to get away from this cultural stuff.
Sure.
I wonder what's happening there. I really do, because why are guys like Blaze? Who is he? Ingoglia? This is how he gets his name out there, though, right? Doing stuff like this.
He is part of the leadership, the Republican leadership, which makes this even more concerning. He is part of the Florida leadership, and so to have this come from him. It has some traction. It's serious, and he's serious, and so that what worries me is that this has some muscle behind it. This is something that can move forward. It has the votes so far just by sheer numbers.
Do you think he'd speak honestly on this? Like, I would love to ask questions around this. What's the end game? Do you think you can vanquish your opponents by taking their name away? Do you think they still come to work on Monday? How do you see this playing out?
And from his perspective, I get it. Hey, we have led the state of Florida. We have been the champions of the state of the government, the Florida government, for the past 20, 30 years. We have been in charge. People came out and voted for a Republican legislature and a Republican governor by large numbers. So the voters have said, we trust you. We trust your decision making. We trust the direction that Florida is going in. Why not? Why not move forward? Why not seal your authority, your power?
Because it's short-sighted. It's a short-sighted.
Yes,
you don't see it. It's like you're not. Like I said, you can't drive them into the ocean.
When you defeat your enemy, your opponent. When you defeat your opponent, you want to keep your opponent down. You keep your foot on their neck.
I guess so. In the spirit of cooperation. I don't know. I guess so. I don't get it. I get it. There's like power plays, and I understand. I think it's kind of gross. I mean, it's gross, and it's not moving anything. It's not moving anybody forward. It doesn't do anything to impact Florida voters' lives. It doesn't do anything to impact taxpayers. It just doesn't do anything to benefit anybody's lives. It's backwards looking.
Yes, it is.
And it's on its own logic. It says, we don't like that you're canceling. We don't like that you're doing that.
Right.
We're going to do it to you. It's just like, I could see it being, challenged for vagueness, for the law being too vague.
Yes.
And it's not, it just doesn't make sense. And I think the shame is he doesn't care. I don't think he even cares. Based on what I know of these ideologues, they want to get the article written and they want us chatting about them now.
Exactly. And just the name law Senate Bill 1248, the ultimate cancel act. He knows what he's saying.
Over the top. It's like that moment over the top where they put the thumb over.
And there was discussion among other Republicans about this. So he knows what he's doing. They know what they're doing.
Right.
And again, we're looking at a governor who has aspirations, presidential aspirations, and showing the rest of America what the free state of Florida has created. A utopia of freedom.
The Democratic Party needs to jump on this stuff, and they need to really message on it heavy.
Well, TikTok, I saw my Twitter feed and haven't seen anything. There were some, Democrats who chimed in, the usual suspects.
Right.
But,
they need to do what President Biden did at the State of the Union, because people like this. What I'm talking about specifically is when he talked about entitlement reform. Right. He's, Rick Scott is the only one to introduce this. So the whole Republican Party go boo because they thought it was a bad faith. He was lobbing a bad faith attack.
Right.
The president was but the truth of the matter is Rick Scott actually is a powerful Republican. There's a reason he introduced that entitlement reform bill.
Oh, yes.
Right. So you can't deny and say, it's just one guy, really.
No, he has supporters when he did that.
The Democrats could look to capitalize on this blasé moment similarly and say, this is who he wants us gone forever.
Exactly. And to speak to that, we were talking earlier about Nikki Fried being the new chair, and she spoke out about it. It was a tweet, and the Democrats that I grew up with, we're out in the streets. We're causing havoc, whether it's at City Hall in Chicago or down at the in Springfield at the Rotunda. We're causing havoc. Silence, selfies, tweets, Facebook.
They've learned that from the leadership on the left. Oh, the kente cloth, the kneeling, all that.
Oh my goodness!
Demonstrative politics.
Thank you. Exactly.
Kabuki theater.
Yeah, we need the disruptors. Where are the disruptors? They've been shunned, set aside, go back. They're going to continue in this direction. The media can go so far. The Scott Maxwells can go so far. We can go so far. It's unfortunate.
I'm not willing to give up on them. I don't necessarily. I'm not a Democrat, but I do caucus with them.
Yes.
And I usually can find common ground with almost anybody. But gosh, seems to me like a person like Nikki Fried is still not politically defined yet. She could still make some choices that would distinguish her, and she still has enough political capital, apparently, to still be relevant in these conversations. Right. I don't know anything she's gotten done or been successful at that would make her still relevant in these conversations.
Well, the Republicans welcome her as the new chair. As stated earlier, they are very happy that she is the chair, and they will make sure that her term as the Democratic chair, party chair, is a painful one.
Does she have any allies, Nikki? Any strong political allies in the state?
I wouldn't know. The usual suspects, I guess.
If David wouldn't know, most people wouldn't know. That means don't nobody know. That means she ain't got no real strong friends.
I can look at certain demographics, certain groups of individuals. However, where's the Hellraisers? I miss that. I really do miss that here in Florida. Where are the Hellraisers?
Good kind of trouble?
Yes, correct. The good kind of trouble. So
yeah. Carlos Guillermo Smith seemed to be like that for me. I like Carlos.
Yes, he's there. He has stated he's made interview appearances, tweets about another bill that's being presented that will make this I think what he called it woke 2.0 or something like that. There's a bill that is circulating in the legislature that would prevent teachers and administrators, school staff from discussing LGBTQ issues, transgender issues, limiting the use of pronouns, that whole controversy over the use of pronouns. Instead of up to third grade, it will move the restrictions will move all the way up to the 8th grade. So people are calling this don't say gay bill part 2 or version number 2.
I love it when the Democrats got a winner. They're like, this one works. Let's not ruin it. Let's just keep using don't say gay.
Yes. Good Lord.
Don't say gayer.
It's those little sound bites. Mercy.
But, you know what? Wow. At the same time as they're saying it, they're so inconsistent. These ideas are so inconsistent.
Correct.
Trying to squash speech, but then still upset about your statues being taken down.
Yes, that's correct.
Frustrating. It can be frustrating. None of this is anything to do with money, tax implications. It's just cultural nonsense stuff that's happened.
Quality of life issues,
opinions. Like we're allowed to have opinion. Just you don't have to legislate this stuff. You can not like the Democrats. You don't have to try to destroy them by law.
Exactly. And again, I see where the center is coming from. I see where the Republicans are coming from. If I could reduce the threat from my opponent, and I have the numbers behind me, I would do it.
Yeah, I guess I don't have those killer instincts. I'm a cooperative type. I don't think in terms of, vanquishing my enemies. It's like, I know I got to deal with the guy in front of me. What's the best way for me to do that? I never think, ooh, I know. Let's manipulate, smother him in the night.
As I learned in Chicago at a very, very young age of 17, my entry into politics is a blood sport. And the Republicans in Florida, conservatives, they get it.
They get it.
So,
gosh,
everyone, You Can't Make This Shit Up. My co-host today is Christian Lloyd Suarez, the executive director of POSA Incorporated, also known as Political Salsa. Please like, share, hit the notification button, comment. Let us know what you think about the Republican Party making this power move. Let us know what you think of Florida politics. Let us know what you think of our podcast. We really appreciate it. We're growing our community. We're looking forward to Political Salsa in July and more content from Christian in regards to Political Salsa. Remember,
tomorrow, Twitter Spaces, right?
Twitter Spaces. That's right. It will be available on the POSA Twitter page. I think it's POSA Inc. Twitter handle. So please like, share, visit us on Twitter.
Come hang out.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
Take care.